Let me just end this, then we'll give him back the mic. See, there are two things here. There are two separate cultures. We have to accept that. That in this culture, it might be allowed. But in this, please give him back the mic. He has not finished. In this other culture, you don't, it's not heard of. You don't even try it. Yes, sir.
Okay, for me, I want to let me because you have to be very the price for the act which he has committed. So, in as much as you say, okay, Lord, I forgive him, but the law, he must face the law. It's just like saying somebody because okay, somebody.
So there is a law, right?
Yes, there is a law.
Do you think there was a law here?
Yes, but yes, for Israel, there may be no there may be no written law, but in their hearts, if their sister
Sir,
is defied,
if there was a law, their father would have been behind them in supporting what they did, because that would have been the penalty for such an action. Now, in our current situation, laws has been put into place. I agree with you. Currently, yes, we are going to do that. But there's still something I'm looking for that is supposed to bet or be behind that thing you are doing.
Although it's not justified, what they did was not justifiable. But I think
something had to be done.
Yes, I think they needed to take an action at that particular point in time.
Okay. Mr. Billionaire. Please, very, very briefly. You're just supposed to spend some time on
Praise
this.
the Lord.
Yes, please.
I think this is the if we spend time here, it's worth it actually.
It's worth it.
Okay. I would like to the practical aspect is very real. We cannot run away from it. I also want to say concerning
I'm sorry, sir. Let me just say something. If we say practical, we all agree that whatever practical thing cannot negate the word of God, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I just want that to be
okay, sir. In their days, I believe that in that place, it is the law of that land, the law of those places that will be governing whatever they are doing in that place. And for them at that time, maybe there is no kind of anything against what has been done. But these people were wronged. They were furious. There was nobody to come and say, okay, we are sorry, this, that, and all that. So for them, they just need justification somehow, in which I don't think there is any. If we are to be in a place where there is a king, maybe they will go to the king and settle the matter. This is what happened. Then the king will now give judgment. But in this case, it's like the land is kind of.
That was the prince, so his father was kind of.
Even when we now say he's the prince that now did the heart.
That's why he called his father. He did not just go. So he did something.
But
there was a procedure,
sir. The father somehow is in support of the act. If you look at it, so there is already a biased mind towards whatever the outcome is going to be from the person who called himself the king or the family in that case. So they may not have gone to that extent, but they have to do something, which the person must be punished somehow in their day. In our day, I believe, in as much as we have the Spirit of God, I will be in full support of Mr. Uzezi that even in the case of Jacob did, play smartly, but we see the outcome later that he still suffered for what he did. So there's always consequences for a particular action. Yeah. So if in their days we may even say it's not correct, we may say it's correct. For me, I think they must do something. But in our case now, we have to forgive spiritually, such that, because you can't say you kill somebody and you just come to church and say, okay, Lord forgive me. And that's the end.
Sir, let me ask you one question. Then I will assume that you should be able to answer me. Don't you think that elderly men, that guy at least should have been, the least he should be like maybe 16 for him to be that Shechem guy, right? What punishment aside death do you think is more painful, more enduring than being circumcised about that age? His father was, I don't know how old he was. The entire city was, I don't know how old all of them were. They were incapable of doing anything, helping themselves. The Bible says at the third day, when the pain was at the heat of it. So, don't you think that circumcision, all of them being circumcised, being told to be circumcised, is enough punishment for them?
That's why I said we may not be able to justify the action of killing the entire city. But in our own days, please, if it happened anywhere, we must support it that the person should face it.
So this is what I was looking for with the way they are mentioned. See, the intent of their heart in telling them to do that was what spoiled everything. See, they told them to be circumcised in order for them to subdue, overpower, kill, and defraud, exploit, do all that. See, that was the critical. See, if the heart is wrong, see, it is enough for you to be pained. It is good. See, the Bible, as I said, you can be angry, but don't sin. See, it means that there has to be a state in which your heart must be, even when you are angry. That you are dragging the guy to court. See, there is some goodness inside you that is dragging that guy to court. It is not wickedness. You understand? It's one thing for you to be trying to seek justice, and it is from the wickedness that thing is being pushed out. Otherwise, on the contrary, it could be love. See, if the father chastises those that he loves, see, this is what we are talking about. So what needs to be different for us? See, is the state. Of course, I'm not saying you should go and kill anybody. You are not even going to do that. But the thing is, whatever action you are going to take, or whatever reaction was going to come from whatever action anybody did, see, must be from a right heart. It must be from a right heart. That was what was wrong with these people. That was what was wrong. Perhaps if their hearts were right, they would not have, done that. They could have. See, circumcision at that age is, Mr. Shaba, am I correct? Sir?
No.
You know, Abi? You know.
But Pastor,
He said you don't know.
sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. I think Jacob too has some part to play in this issue, because as the father, he didn't even say a word when they came the first time. Waited for his sons to come. Like you know that those guys are bad.
See, in the beginning, we said this dinner's case, everybody had something to do with it.
In support of the action.
Parenting was part of it. We said the girl himself, she had in her hand. The people she went to meet had their own issues, together with the guy who did the deed also had. So everybody had something they were lacking that they could have been better in or with in handling the case, in preventing happening, and in also managing the situation. So there are two things. It could have been prevented if there was proper